Hello powerful people, welcome and thank you for visiting my channel where I share everything you need to know to design your life. Do you struggle with choosing colors for your home design? How do you settle on just one? How do you settle on just three? How do you put it together to create a cohesive look? How do you find the colors that's going to tell the story that you want to tell? If so, today we're going to discuss one way that you can create a color scheme that tells your story. If you are new to my channel, my name is Clarice Smith and I am an interior designer and EXP realtor, and my passion is empowering you to design your life. I share design and real estate content, giving you the inside knowledge on how to create beautiful spaces, helping you to design spaces for the life that you want to experience. There will always be links below for any items that I share, including my filming equipment, in case you are curious or considering some of the items for yourself. Creating a color scheme is easier if you use an inspiration piece. You can use this piece literally in the space, or you can use it as a gauge or a reminder of what your color scheme is as you work through the process. To expand and hone in on your design possibilities in regards to your inspiration piece, make a list of words that is triggered by the inspiration piece. Leave me a comment below and let me know the biggest struggle that you have when creating a color scheme for your space. Once you've decided on your color scheme, one of the things you can do is, if your inspiration piece is small enough and portable enough, you can actually take it with you as you go through the process of purchasing different items to go in your space. Another option, of course, is to have photos of it. And then one design technique is to take your inspiration piece and match paint chips to each of the colors you intend to use. It doesn't mean you're going to have that color paint throughout your space. It just is a way of zeroing in on a tone, a hue, a saturation. It's a way of having the colors with you, so as you're going through the design process and you're looking at different furnishings and upholsteries and so forth, you can have your paint chip with you and you can put it against whatever it is you're looking at to see if it's in the right hue, because our mind's eye does not remember color the way it actually is. In addition, color will look different depending on the lighting and the space that you're in. But if you have the paint chip that you originally chose and you have it in the space with the item you're looking at, it will take on the lighting and the space, and it will still give you a gauge of, is it the right color? It is a way of keeping you on track. If you take these paint chips then and put them in a design notebook along with all of your other information that you've created for your space, then it gives you something to work from. It keeps you focused so that you can create the space and it be cohesive. If you would like more information on how to create a design notebook for your space, leave me a comment below and let me know. So the next step, once you have your colors selected, then you're going to want to distribute them through this space to create balance and harmony. Take those colors and then decide where they will be placed and what their finish will be. So you might take one color and it be on the wall. Will it be matte? Will it be eggshell? Then you may take that same color and put it into a piece of furniture. Will that be leather or will it be chenille? You will choose a color that will go into your drapes, your curtains, your blinds, etc. So when you're choosing your colors, or once you have your colors chosen, then decide what surfaces they're going to adorn and in what way. This is done many times by the 60-30-10 rule. The 60-30-10 rule is where you choose 3 of your colors, and let me say this, it does not mean you can only have 3 colors in the room, but these are the ones we're focusing on. So the 60-30-10 rule is you pick 3 of those colors, and you have 60% be your dominant color, and then 30% is your secondary color, and then 10% is your accent color. This again helps you to distribute the color and have it be cohesive and create that balance and harmony. Once you have created the color scheme that tells your story, don't forget one of the most important elements, which is your lighting. And I would actually do this prior to choosing my colors because it will affect how your colors read. So to get more information on which lighting is best for you, I have a video that was in the original channel launch playlist, and I will link it here and down below. So make sure you go watch that. Lighting is very important because it can actually alter how you see the color in your space. I hope you are enjoying the video. It would mean so much to me if you would subscribe and become part of our community of powerful people. It will not only help to grow the channel, but it will also help me reach and empower more people to design their life. So to recap, the first step was choosing your inspiration piece. The second step was choosing the colors from your inspiration piece. The third step is to distribute those colors throughout the space to create harmony and balance. And you do this by deciding where you're going to apply the colors you've chosen. Obviously, we have walls, floors, ceilings, fixtures, drapes, furnishings, etc. So decide where your colors are going and decide what their finishes will be and what their material will be. Will it be a painted piece of furniture? Will it be an upholstered piece of furniture? Will it be drapes or will it be a decorative cushion? And then you can distribute your colors throughout the room to create that balance and harmony. Take those colors and find paint chips that match each one of them. Add them to your design notebook and use those as you're going through the design process and making purchases and selections for your space.
When you're creating your own color story, you can choose an inspiration piece strictly because it has the colors that you want to use, or it can also possess other stylistic elements such as shape and texture, etc., that speak to the design you're wishing to create. Your inspiration piece can become part of the design within the space or used for visual reference only, and then you discard it once your design is complete. Another possibility is that you already have the colors chosen that inspire you, in which case you would need to find an inspiration piece that has all of these colors that you intend to use within your design. This way you have a visual aid to kind of guide you through that. And if the piece can also be something you would use in the room, that would be great because then it would have the elements that we spoke of earlier that would kind of help you stay on track when you're creating that design. Once you have your colors, whether you pull them from an inspiration piece or you already have the colors and then you find an inspiration piece, once you have those colors, you want to edit those down to the ones that you're happy with, and then match those up with paint chips. And these would be uncoated paint chips, just the regular paint chips you can get at any big box store or paint supplier. And you want them uncoated so that they're not reflecting light back when you are comparing your color to a piece that you're considering to purchase and to use within the space. Then once you have your paint chips, you're going to add this to your design journal. And I suggest everyone have a design journal, and then you're going to use the paint chips in your design journal as reference throughout the design process. You really want to have a design journal, and because that's going to hold not only your paint chips, but it'll hold samples that you're considering. It will hold photos and drawings and measurements, and it just kind of gives you one place to put it. I do recommend a physical copy. Whether you use it, perhaps take pictures of it and have it on your phone, that's fine for a quick reference. But it's best to have it in the physical form because digital color does not read the same as physical color. So the first example is Art Deco vibes, and the color scheme was the black, aubergine, silver, antique gold, and cream. And these colors were used throughout the space. The inspiration piece is the painting above the sofa, and it is has all of these colors. It has additional colors. It has blues. It has other colors in it, and there are other colors within the space, but these were the main ones. And you will see that the gold is used on the bedspread and the cushions. It is used in different elements within the space. The silver, which is a very warm silver, is also used on the chair that you see next to the sofa. It's in the detail in the mirror above the bed. So on most of these fixtures, the gold and the silver are kind of modeled together, and it creates more of a pewter look. And it's really, really pretty. Then the aubergine is in the headboard, which here it looks black, but it is aubergine. It's a very deep purple. And then the crystals on the chandelier above the coffee table also has the aubergine or the deep purple crystals in it. And the cushions on the sofa has the deep purple as well. So the aubergine is on the cushions on the sofa, the chandelier above the coffee table, and also on the headboard. So that's been distributed. Then the gold, the antique gold, is on the cushions, it's on the bedspread, and then it's on some other little things that are not in the pictures. The lamps that I chose were the Porcini. When I purchased them, I actually got them from Lamps Plus, and Lamps Plus no longer offers those, but I did manage to find the exact same lamps on Amazon under a different name, but these are the ones that I used. The first one is a floor lamp, which is next to the recliner, which again is not in the photo, but it was used next to the recliner. And then the second one is in the living room. You can see it on either side of the sofa. And then the third one is used on either side of the bed on top of the mirrored nightstands. If I can find any of the other pieces, I will link them below, but I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I got this up on time. And then I was also able to find the Ottoman coffee table. Now, in this instance, I want to mention here, because design is more than just color. Design is more than just, this is what I like. In this particular condo, the coffee table was chosen to be an oversized, upholstered Ottoman coffee table with a tray on it, because this particular client had fallen in the past, and we did not want any coffee table that was going to possibly cause her injury if she fell against it. There were many beautiful coffee tables I could have used that had a Art Deco style, but at the end of the day, safety is more important, so we chose the upholstered Ottoman. And then another thing we did, if you look in under the window, there is a wrought iron table, and it's a console table, and the bottom is open. And the reason that is there, the reason I chose that, was because there is a air conditioning unit there. And one, it's a shame to lose that space completely for decorating purposes, because there's an air conditioner heater there. So by choosing this piece, it gives a tabletop that can be used for decor pieces, and then it leaves it open so that there is an air exchange and nothing is blocked. As a matter of fact, I went back and actually decorated her condo for Christmas, and her small Christmas tree was put there with the crystal decorations on it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So you have to think about function as well as beauty, because there are many different pieces I could have chosen for this same design, and some of them could have possibly had more of the Art Deco lines, but they did not work within this particular client needs. Now, I also added a fireplace. In this particular condo unit, fireplaces are not allowed. This actually would put off heat and light, but I had an electrician come in and had them disconnect the heating element. And of course I had approval through the condo association, but we disconnected and removed the heating element, but we left the fire, if you will, we left the fire and the light so that she could still have that ambiance and that crackle, because that was very important to her. So that's why we added that there. And then the purple or the aubergine is also carried over to the large vase. Now this is a handmade pottery vase, and the texture that you see on it is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little scalloped pieces. It almost looks like it has lace layered in it that creates this texture. The next example is a mid-century modern design. And the inspiration for the color scheme or the color story was the vintage glass bottles. Now this is actually my house, or was my house. I have since sold it. But I used those colors and distributed them through the space. And you can see them on the screen, the different colors that were used. It was very important, since using such bright colors, to have a neutral background. I wanted to keep the walls neutral, so they are a pure white. And this allows the colors to be distributed through the space without it overpowering the space or looking like a crayon box or looking like a circus. I took the colors, and the chandelier above the table is orange. The artwork that's in the living room above the credenza, there's a lot of green in it. That is actually a vintage painting. So it has the greens and the blues, and it has black. And then the bench that's just off the foyer there is orange with a green cushion. So I've got the green, I've got the color throughout the space. And then if you look at the picture, the image that has the little boy above the credenza, to the right and to the left, there are ladder shelves. And on each of those shelves, there is also a blown glass swan. It's vintage blown glass swans, and I have those on both sides. So I've got the color distributed through the space, but because the envelope of this space is very, very neutral, it allows each piece to stand out, but not to overpower. Some other examples of color stories that I have created, just to kind of give you some ideas. I'm going to go through these. I'm not going to explain each one, but you can kind of get the idea. This one is a little girl's room, and it is based on the Beatrice Potter, the Muriel, and the colors were pulled from that, kind of a woodlands theme with Beatrice Potter. The next one would be a little boy's room, and this one again is Beatrice Potter, but it is the toad, and the colors are pulled from that. And I've got the colors all lined up on the left, and you can see how the pieces in the room were chosen to complement that. Then the cozy beach family room. The colors were inspired by the sea and the sand and the beach, but I did not want it to be beach theme. I wanted it to be sophisticated. I wanted it to have color and texture, and you can see here the floor cushions are very textured. The bigger pieces of upholstery are very neutral, and again, it allows these colors to speak. It allows them to stand on their own. And then this client can then go in if they decide that they're tired of coral and they don't want peach, and well, they'd like to change out some blue. The things that have the color can easily be changed out to give it an entirely new look without having to start from scratch. And then this is a blue and white, a classic blue and white theme design. And what I've done is try to update that with modern pieces. If you look at the dresser and the front of it, the detail on that, all of these pieces are more modern, but it speaks to that classic blue and white design, especially with the ginger jar lamp and then the drapes there. They are very classic, very blue and white. Another take on that would be a modern take where it's more of the blue and less of the white, but still blue and white. And the drapes are more modern. The pillows are tie-dye. The artwork, instead of it being more oriental based or more ginger, like the ginger jar, they are very mottled blue landscapes. And the lamp, if you look at that, they're very modern. So it kind of takes the classic blue and white design and it brings it up to date. And in any design, you can use different tints and shades of your hue, such as this blue chair is much lighter and not quite as deep and robust as the classic navy, but it still works. It still works within the space, and it kind of helps tie in with the artwork, which goes from the very, very, very deep navy up to a very pale white with a blue undertone. A couple of the things that you might find helpful when you are creating your color story, there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can get fan decks of color and get it from your favorite paint store, and I would suggest using it from your favorite paint store if you can find it, because one of those colors might end up on your wall. But one way you can do it is to take your fan deck and then hold it up to your inspiration piece and match each one of those up. Another way you can do it is to use the Color Data Reader. Now there's two different styles. There's the Color Data Reader and the Color Data Reader Pro. But what they will do is they will read the color and it will color match, and it will tell you the different colors in different brands so that you know which color chip to go get. This can save you a lot of time. So that is one option. Again, the second option would be to use the paint chips from the start. But either way, if you use them in combination, I think you get the best of both worlds, because you can color match your color, go get the paint chip that matches that color without having to second guess yourself if did I choose this one or should I have chosen that one. It's a good idea to have a color wheel. This is the one that I use because it actually gives you the different color combinations that you can choose from on the back of this color wheel, which can make it easier if you're not familiar with how to do that. I have linked fan decks and the color wheel that I use below, and then any others that I find, I will go ahead and add those to the description. So if you don't see them, what you're looking for from this video below, be sure and check back, because I will continue to try to locate some of the items that I used in the designs, and also some of the other tools that I use, and I'll try to find those and link them below as well. If you have any questions about any of this, just let me know, and I will be sure and either follow it up in the comments, or I will make another video on that particular section of whatever the question is about. I hope this was more clarifying than confusing, but these are some of the tips that I would use to create a color story, and I hope that you have found them helpful.
If there are any real estate or design topic videos that you would like to see me create, please leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one.